Hi everyone, it's Christina creating again, and we're up to Tag Tuesday, so it's all about blanket stitch today. Well, that's easy, isn't it? We don't have to think about anything else, just blanket stitch. You know how I'm going to relate blanket stitch to the week. The challenge for the week is it's autumn here. It's raining outside, and, well, here we're starting to get cosy. We're going to want to have all the blankets out and snuggle up under the doona, or the duvet, as you might say if you're in another place in the world, and have a lovely hot cup of tea. I still love my cup of tea, and get a good Netflix on and just cosy up under the blankies. That sounds very good to me. So that's my take on this week's one. Blanket stitch. Get under the blankets. I was thinking about how I started mine saying this is going to be the year of hugs and cuddles and kisses, and so it kind of, that seems to be an on again off again thing, and not anything of any significance. So let's just spend some time with ourselves for a while, and that's okay. I often have a discussion with Lily about, my oldest daughter has always been in a relationship. She just has always had a long-term relationship, and then at some point something happens and they separate, and she moves to another long-term relationship. So she does a lot of long-term relationships for her 28 years. She's going to be 28 soon. It's like, that sounds weird, doesn't it? I mean, she's had 5 year, 5 year and 5 year or something like that. Does that make sense? Maybe. Anyway, that's what she's done, but my other daughter hasn't done that. And so we're kind of having a good discussion about how to do that. How do you do that? There are lots of people that are single and enjoy being single, and there are lots of people who are happily married and have been for years. And I was married for 17 years. It's kind of fascinating. Who are we today? Like, in this day and age, Lily in particular has a very unhealthy attitude towards men, so to say. Sorry to say, men, but you haven't done any nice things to her, so she's not really, not really thinking that they're a desirable thing on the planet. She thinks we can do without them. I don't think that way, but anyway. Anyway, I don't think I want to do a lot more. Maybe I'll just... Nope. I'm going to tie this off. So whether you have someone special to be under the blanket with or not, here we go. We're middle of autumn now, or getting on in nearly at the middle. And getting cosy. Now I'm just wondering about doing a circular kind of thing. A circular blanket stitch here. Start that off. Okay, I think I can. So I'm going to come around here. Now I did already make one, but I wasn't happy at all with it. I thought it was a right mess. So I'm making another one. I think that my mistake was that, I'll show you. I'm embarrassed, but I'll show you. I thought it would be fun to use this bit of quilt, which I liked, and use the little piggy. And so I wanted to use different weights, thin thread, thin floss right up to wool, and just experiment. But in the end I kind of, I don't know, I just felt that the stitches didn't do the quilt justice and the quilt didn't do the stitches justice. So I've gone for something a bit less busy, but however I'm already thinking I've probably chosen something that's still too busy. So that's just an interesting thing about this. Sometimes you just want something plain to just show the stitches off, I guess. This just already had a bit of batting with it, so I guess I just got caught up with it. I don't know, it's all right to... So anyway, part of the creative journey, of course, is experimenting and enjoying the road and the journey and seeing where you go from there. Alright, so this one, I chose these 3 threads because I thought this kind of matched that. It's a bit more red perhaps, but these all match nicely. Bit of that background. And this one was just sort of a contrasting one that also went with those. And what I did was I made the dark colour the thinnest and the lightest colour the thickest. So that's 2 strands and this is 3 strands. And I've got this colour in 2 strands. All right. I might go along this edge, mirror that there on the opposite side, do a long one to match that long one and a shorter one. So apparently, I don't really listen to the news a lot. I just decided that it was rubbish. It's not rubbish, of course, but it's just a bit too stressful for someone who has anxiety to get caught up in it. I don't want to get caught up in it. I just want to be relatively happy and sort of step outside of it, I guess. But I did hear that there's a lot more lockdowns going on in the world, and that also apparently Iceland had a volcano eruption, so hopefully that hasn't done too much damage to that beautiful pristine place. And then I also, was it a volcano eruption, and then I think from what I hear Japan had a really large earthquake, so hopefully everyone there is all right too. But yeah, see, it's just doom and gloom. I mean, I know it's real and there are people involved and that's terrible. But yeah, I don't know, spread some love and spread some joy. That's my thought. Alright, I'm going to come over here. Try another little circular one. haven't done this for a little while, but this morning, I don't know if there's anyone else that likes to do this, but sometimes I get on a roll of watching all the tiny homes and the RV conversions on YouTube. Sometimes I just totally do that, and I think that's fun. Does anyone else do that? I love looking at them, and I sometimes when I'm thinking, you know, because I have said sometimes, oh, I'm just going to sell my house and maybe downsize, but sometimes I actually think, you know what, I'm just going to do all that. I'm just going to buy a tiny home, and or a, you know, a converted van or bus or something, and just travel. And who cares, you know? And I know there are lots of people that you'd meet along the way, and that might be fun. But you know what? I always go, oh, but what about my crafting? Where would I put all the supplies? I mean, embroidery obviously would be quite good because you could just take along, you know, a small amount of supplies. Downsize everything, get rid of all your possessions that are not really necessary. That one doesn't stand out as much as I think I'd like it to stand out. So I've got this dark one still, which I'm not sure about. I haven't used this green yet. Let's see. I like this through here, and I'm wondering if I can add something. If I start here and add, this is how I'm doing at the start. I know on these ones it's like it's a little V at the start when I start and do a circular one, but these I just do one stitch down, come out at the top, so as it's sort of going to be square. I'm going to do a super long one there. Oh, isn't it fun? Just playing, just making it up. So yeah, this morning, it's actually, I'm making this, it's Sunday, so I'm making this before I upload it for Tuesday. And I realised I had taken some footage, so I'm on Sunday, now you'll see this Tuesday and go, oh yeah, she's talking about last Sunday. I've uploaded a little bit of footage from a walk in my local park, but I did it last week. I filmed it last week and didn't get it uploaded on the day, so I've uploaded it for the Sunday after, and of course it's raining today, and that one was a really hot, beautiful day. I went for a walk down my local park, filmed a bit of the local friends that play cricket there every Sunday. Anyway, what was my point? I don't know what my point was. I've lost the plot again. Don't know what my point is. There isn't any. No point. Doesn't matter. Oh, hello, Amelia. Oh, yes, hello. Yes. Ah, guess you think it's food time again. It's already been fed, of course. As usual. Alright, I think I need a bit more of this one. I wonder how tiny I can make some. I wonder if I can go all the way across. this, doing some long ones and some short ones. That's nice, like that. Amelia's discovered the blanket. She's given that a good old claw. You know how they, what's the word? It's like it's their comfort. They remember being little kittens and they just dig their claws into the blanket to get comfortable and cosy. She's purring her head off. Okay, tie that off. It's quite interesting because the background is relatively busy, but then you have all these lovely different colours that are pulled out of the background, and I'm really tempted to put on extra like buttons and things. I sort of want to, but I don't think I will. It's just beautifully simple. I'm going to just trim that little bit of batting off there that's showing. What would happen if we blanket stitched onto the back? I don't know that I will do it all the way around, but I might do a bit. No, don't want to do that. It's not always easy to do this because you don't want to pin it so much that you've got it all over the card. And you want to come up, move the knot out, come up the same hole, move the knot out the way so you don't split it when you're coming up through it. Right. And what you could do is you put a little hole there so you know which way you're coming back in. That way you can keep it in the line you want. Oh, I know. I've got a, it's my little geek moment isn't really a geek moment because it was actually a documentary, not a sci-fi. I watched, it's something or other Buffalo, so I don't know if you can get it on Netflix anywhere else in the world, but it's an Australian, it's made in Western Australia. Something Buffalo, Operation Buffalo it's called, and on Netflix. And it's a story and it's made like a drama, teledrama thing, but it's really beautifully filmed and it's really well scripted, and it's about the time back between, I think it was 52 and 63, where in Maralinga, South Australia, the government did a whole heap of atomic bomb tests under the guise of we need to make sure we're safe if someone attacks us. And So it's really, if you get it, it's really worth watching. For anyone in my generation, so I was born early 60s, it really is quite an interesting way of looking at how we were brought up, the belief structures and the way people behaved, and how the Indigenous people were treated, because the government was saying there were no Indigenous people in the area. So, right, it's in a rural outback, Australia, but there were no Indigenous apparently, which is just a load of crap, because of course they would not be showing themselves, because why would they show themselves to white people? But they basically, the bomb testing decimated, who knows, no one will ever really know the number. It killed white people as well, because they had no idea that the radiation fallout would be so bad. So it's really very well made. So I if you can get to watch it, it's it's really quite worth it. I've done a really long one there. I did that on purpose. I do love stitching through paper, I've got to admit. I'm going to do an even longer one. How's that? Yeah, that was my little... Actually, because I wasn't well this last week, there was a bug going around my local area. What happens if I do this? Alright, so I'm just kind of making it like a pinwheel, which is a stitch actually, pinwheel stitch. So yeah, I had a evening where I just kind of binged watched it, which was a bit of fun. I almost feel like I've got to do just one more to complete the pattern, but I think I'll just do another little one. Alright, come up there, which is here. Alright, I might just use some of this to put it on the back. How many? Let's just get one strand out. So back to the idea of the RV renovated, because I just thought about it again. I think that sometimes I think that these things are a really good idea, and would be a fabulous idea to do. However, I also am aware of, as you get older, that maybe it's a little bit more difficult. But I did see, I did watch one YouTube of one lady who was 70, who had her little RV, and she travelled around, and she had a lovely time. I get a bit worried about whether or not I can do the mechanics, which I can't, of course. What if something goes wrong with the mechanics? I guess you just always get someone else to do it. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I'm not sure. In the whole world, we've all been a little bit we've forever changed, aren't we, really, since the COVID thing happened? So it's really hard to know what you want to do now. I want to sort of, I guess now that Lily's back, I want to kind of be near her and still being able to hang out and stuff. But I also think, you know, I like being light and free as well. Anyway, who knows? Who knows what will happen? Let's just see how the year plays itself out. It's only March, and obviously we're going into our little winter time, so we're going to be more quiet. Still feel like I'd like a button, but well, this is buttonhole stitch, so let's just pretend that one day there will be a button. Let's pretend. Okay. All right, well, where's my little, so we're still in March. I didn't write on the back. So unorganised. March. Stop trying to put the numbers with the little stamp thing because they're fiddly. Alright, so I've got a pen. So last week was 11. So this is 12, and it's blanket, oh gosh, blanket stitch. Cozy up under the blanket. I watched Operation Buffalo. I just went inwards and took stock. That's what I've been doing because I was a bit unwell, but you know, why not? Get a bit of meditation done, have a little look at who you are today and what your requirements are, and nothing wrong with that. So here we go, tag 12. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.